Hey everyone, I'm Chicken. I'm live in Scunthorpe. Today, Animal Rebellion have shut down McDonald's only burger factory in the UK. They produce 3 million burgers here every day. So by shutting down the factory, we're causing major disruption to their supply chain. So you can see we're using the bamboo structures, the beacons here. We've got brave rebels up there, and we've also got people on the roof. The police are currently talking to the people on the roof at the moment. We've got people locked on the ground as well, and on our unhappy meal box, because there is nothing happy about a happy meal. We've also got a slaughterhouse truck here, 2 rebels locked on the top as well, and a van over here as well. Got a banner on the other side I'll show you, but we've got rebels locked on the top of this one as well. So today we're demanding, oh, and also our campsite as well. So yeah, if you're free, come down. Well, whether or not you're free, quit everything, leave work early and come down and join us, camp with us, because we need to occupy this space for as long as possible to create the most disruption as possible. So yeah, we're asking McDonald's to go plant-based by 2025. And at a minimum, we're asking them to go 20% plant-based. So that's all of the main meals, all their burgers, 20% plant-based within a year, which is very reasonable. So if you want to come and support us, we need people to come down just to occupy the space, show that we're here, and bring food, bring supplies to help us stay here as long as possible. And we've got some little doggy friends as well here. Hello. So yeah, the police presence hasn't been that strong yet. So yeah, just recently more police have arrived, but yeah, we've been here since 3:30 a.m. So I think that's almost 7 hours. And they haven't attempted to remove anyone yet. I don't think they really know how to deal with the situation. I don't think they've seen anything like this before. But yeah, I'll try and get a shot of what's happening on the roof as well. So yeah, as you probably know, McDonald's and animal agriculture in general are responsible for rainforest deforestation, environmental destruction, climate change. Obviously, animal suffering is immense, especially in intensive farming. All of McDonald's food comes from intensive farms, and it's totally unnecessary. There is no reason for people to be eating animal products in 2021. It's destroying our planet, it's destroying our health, it's destroying our future. And so we're asking McDonald's to do the right thing, and they represent, we're not just asking McDonald's, it's all animal agriculture needs to change, but they represent what, animal agriculture, the problems with animal ag, and McDonald's is a leading fast food restaurant in the world, the biggest chain, and it's accessible, cheap food for most people, and they have the power to make cheap, accessible, plant-based food. So yeah, we're asking them to do that by 2025. There are also other issues around workers' rights, workers on 0-hour contracts, workers on low wages, minimum wage, treated appallingly. They're exploited just so that people can have cheap animal products. And yeah, in this day and age, this is not what we want. We want to see a just and sustainable transition to a plant-based food system. So that means it's just for animals, the planet, and the people. But yeah, I'll go over to the slaughterhouse truck so you can have a better look at it. So this is traditionally used to transport animals to slaughterhouses. So we repainted it in the McDonald's colours and we're going to murder on the side, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're murdering billions of animals, if not trillions, every year. We've got our activists on the top. Give us a wave. Okay. So you might have seen these bamboo structures used in our last action. So a couple of months ago, we shut down 4 distribution centres of McDonald's using these structures. And this time we've come back even stronger. So we've got these 2 structures, people locked on to concrete lock-ons on the ground at the feet of one of the structures as well. And then 2 vehicles blocking the roads as well. So no trucks are getting in here today. We've had loads of locals as well coming to support us, asking what we're doing. And we'd love for you to come down as well. We need as much support as we can get to stay strong and to last as long as possible. So yeah, this is our little camp set up. We've got a little well-being area here. That was our food station back there. We've even got toilets. I'm not sure, I think we might even have a shower coming, I'm not sure. And you can see the extremely brave activists on the roof dropped an animal rebellion banner as well this morning. The police are still trying to negotiate with them, trying to get them to come down. There's more police arriving. Let's go and have a look at the unhappy mailbox. So it's live streaming right now. You're live. Yeah, so this is our unhappy meal box. Do you want to say anything to the camera?
Ciao.
Cool, we've got a brave
Not
activist.
really happy.
Yeah, it's not happy.
We are not really happy.
Yeah, no one wants to be doing this as well. We don't want to be outside on a miserable day like this, locking on and not sleeping. But this is important and this is an emergency and we need people to act now. So whether or not you can get arrested, we just need people to come down and support us. And yeah, come join us. And we've also got the rebellion coming up the end of August as well. We've got the Animal Rights March. We need people to act now. There's no time to be waiting around. We don't have time. Climate change, we're already seeing the effects of climate change, particularly in the global south, and it's all because of industries like animal agriculture and fishing and people's greed, and we don't need to be doing this. We have other options. I think shortly we're going to cut over to activists on the roofs of the vans of the truck. I think they're having some technical difficulties though. But so we've got cauliflower on the roof of the van. How is it up there?
Good. Yeah, it's going good. We've been up here since, like 3:30, 4 this morning. It's been going good, but police slowly coming now, so it's okay. But we just had some great conversations with some local people who saw it on their local news, and they came down and wanted to be engaged. So that was really cool and really just nice to see local people who have seen this. Being here for a long period of time and know that this factory is here and they don't you know, they don't want to hear and they want to see change. And it's nice to see that they're supporting our direct action, and they understand that we're peaceful and they understand our values and why we're here and why we have to act now in a climate and animal crisis. So
Amazing. And are you comfortable up there? What's it like? And have you done this before?
we're comfortable. I haven't done this before, no, but I was scared before. Yesterday and this morning when we woke up very early, I felt anxious and scared, but it is more anxious of how the police are going to react. We've seen how they react time and time again to even the most peaceful and like least disrupted of protest, and we see how they act, and it fills us with fear and it fills us with anxiety deliberately to stop us taking direct action, and that's very hard. But as soon as you get up here and you know that what you're doing is right, and yeah, it feels really good, and we have to take these steps, and unfortunately it does have to come with sacrifice sometimes.
Yeah, you're so brave being up there, and yeah, it is one form of sacrifice that people can take, but obviously there's lots of other ways to do that as well. Everyone can get arrested. But yeah, do you have any idea how long you're willing to stay up there?
I mean, I'm willing to stay up here. We plan to stay up here for as long as it takes, and if the police then choose to use force and remove us, of course we will just peacefully, you know, we have to allow that to happen. And unfortunately, if that's the way that they choose to act to peaceful protest, then that's the way that it will have to be, but we'll stay up here until then. We have a clear message, and we're in an ecological crisis. We do not have time to be waiting around and to be acting like it's not happening. We have to take direct action, and it is difficult that we have to also think about things like arrest and things like police, you know, being heavy-handed and violent and making us feel fear. But this is what they're going to use against us when we try to do what's right. So we just have to keep going, and yeah, it feels good, and to see everyone here and just having a good time, and seeing people willing to come together in the middle of the night to pull off this amazing thing, and such thought and creativity that's gone behind this. This is what happens when individuals come together and want to make real change. We can do something, even if the people in power or you know, institution corporations tell us that we can't, and that we only have power every 5 years in a vote. That's not true. We have to act now and do something, and we know what's right. We've seen social movements before, time and time again, taking direct, peaceful action, keeping going, keeping their message strong, and that's what we're here to do, and that's what we as Animal Rebellion are fighting for, a just system, and we know that can only happen through a plant-based food system. We cannot transition, and we cannot fight climate change if we do not address how we fundamentally communicate in the relationship that we have with the natural world. And our biggest relationship with the natural world is our food system, and our food system is not sustainable, and it's not working aligned with the ecosystem. I mean, yeah, so we have to keep going, and I hope actions like this show people what we're willing to do, the direct action that we're willing to take, and shows people that we are an emergency. And like Chicken said, this is not something that we want to be doing with our day. This is not something I want to be doing in like my summer holiday from uni. I would like to be, you know, doing something else, but this is the situation that we're in. This is the future that we have been put in with the fossil fuels and the climate that we're in. So now this is unfortunately the actions that we have to take.
Amazing, thank you so much, Cauliflower. But yeah, as Cauliflower said, we're all non-violent, peaceful activists. We're here out of love. We're trying to make change and create a better world. For anyone that's just joined, Animal Rebellion have shut down McDonald's only burger factory in the UK. They produce 3 million burgers every single day, and we're trying to cause mass disruption to the supply chain. So yeah, I'll just do a little walk around and show you what we've got. So we've got, if you just look behind the bamboo structure, you can see we've got our activists on the roof. They're currently talking to the police. They've got a big Animal Rebellion logo hanging from the roof of, it's called OSI Food Solutions in Scunthorpe. That's the building that we're occupying today. And you can see our brave activists up the bamboo structures. It's not very comfortable up there. So yeah, it's really hard for them to be up there for a really long time. And we've got a couple of activists locked on to the top of the unhappy meal box as well, and more to the concrete lock-ons at the base of the beacon as well, the bamboo structure. And then we've still got our activists on top of the slaughterhouse truck as well. It says McMurder on the side, because that's exactly what McDonald's are doing to animals and the planet. And these people, they're just chilling and watching. But yeah, I'll pass over to Willow, who's on top of the slaughterhouse truck. Hey Willow, how's it up there?
It's yeah, it's okay. It's quite, we're just sort of sitting and waiting now really. There's quite a heavy police presence, which we're trying to sort of suss as to why there's so many when they're sort of standing around not really doing anything. We're quite well known for being super peaceful protesters. You know, I know that they know there's no risk of us kicking off, so why there's so many people here, I've no idea.
Weird.
And how is it up there? Are you comfortable? Are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's great. It's really comfy. We've got a lot of mattresses here.
I think
Sleeping
we're
bag.
yeah, we're quite lucky. This is, I think we have the most comfortable role.
Lotus biscuits.
being on the roof, we're very fortunate. Yeah, it's a very comfortable role. It's a very straightforward role. There's no access to toilets, which is the main downside. But other than that, it's
Got a lovely bucket here.
yeah.
And why are you doing this today? What made you, make this big sacrifice?
Do you want to go first or me?
You can go first.
Okay. So, wow, that's a big question. So, I mean, at the root of it is that there is a phenomenal amount of animal suffering going on in the world, predominantly for food. Can I just check, can you still hear me? Because we've completely lost all sound. You can still hear me. Phenomenal amount of animal suffering. Thank you. And also environmental devastation. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I'm absolutely terrified. I'm terrified for her future. You know, when you got companies like McDonald's, they're destroying our rainforests. So I know McDonald's is always bragging about how they've, all British beef, etc. But what they don't tell you is that all their feed is grown, in burnt down bits of Amazon rainforest. They're burning massive areas of land to grow the soy and the corn to feed the animals that they then slaughter to put into their hamburgers. So I'm here with Animal Rebellion demanding that McDonald's goes plant-based by 2025, because the world population cannot sustain this amount of animal consumption. It just can't. Humans and animals alike are suffering massively for this strong desire for the flesh that so many people have that we really don't need. Or we want McDonald's, we also want them to go 20% plant-based within a year.
At a minimum.
At a minimum. So mainly for the environment, because I'm scared for my daughter's future, and for the massive amount of animal suffering, and people don't like to be reminded of it. And I find people get quite defensive, but we need to make people aware, because nobody wants to think of animals as suffering. Nobody likes that idea, but when you link animal suffering to food, people kind of shut down. So we really need to highlight this, because nobody wants to support animal cruelty, so we need to make it known. And big displays like this also brings awareness to the situation. I'll pass over. Do you want to?
I mean, basically what you said, you've said all of the facts. But yeah, I just think simply that it's just wrong to eat animals. I just don't really understand why people do it and why people think it's just okay. So I guess coming out here is just telling people that, yeah, it's just wrong, and I just don't really understand why people do it. And obviously all the reasons that you've said, but I won't expand more on that because you've done a great job. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably all I can say.
And the reason that we've targeted McDonald's specifically is because, you know, they're so huge in terms of their actual impact. You know, the animals that suffer directly, the rainforest that's being burnt down specifically for food to feed those animals. Such a huge company having such a huge impact themselves, if they go plant-based, that's going to have a massive impact on the environment. But then also, you know, they would be the forerunner. There's a word I'm trying to think of, I can't remember what it is, but you know, it sort of sets a precedent. If McDonald's were to go plant-based, then you know, it paves the way for other companies to start following suit and do the same thing. So we want to have a big impact. And the reason we've chosen this particular location is because this is where all of the animals that are slaughtered are, then they bring the dead animals here and they turn them into the burgers. And I believe it's all of McDonald's burgers are made at this particular centre.
What was it? 3 million.
Oh, I can't.
3 million a day.
I can't remember. Yeah, we're getting nods. Yeah,
Yep.
3 million burgers a day.
Burgers a day.
That's
amazing.
Insane.
And
So,
I'm just reading on this lovely leaflet that some amazing person made, and it says that meat and dairy specifically accounts for at least 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, according to the UN's Food and Agricultural Organization. And it's quite interesting when people say that soy is being grown for like vegan alternatives, but actually most of it is for like the cattle that meat eaters eat.
yeah, soy is terrible for the environment, and yes, some vegans do like to consume soya milk and stuff, but actually the vast majority of soy that is grown is actually for animal feed, I believe for pigs and poultry. Yeah, huge impact.
Yeah.
Amazing. And allegedly, you're quite young. Have you ever done anything like this before as well? And like at such a young age as well? It's like, I don't know, at your age, I was not doing anything like this. What is there? Yeah, do you know why? Or like, yeah, what sparked this in you? And yeah, how do you feel about what you're doing? And like, what do your peers think of you?
I mean, initially found out about this one through also doing the McDonald's distribution centres one in May, and then found out about this one. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like most people my age kind of start with the good old Fridays for Future climate strikes, which I went to, and then moved on to like XR Youth, and then but recently I've been like living on the Stop HS2 occupation camps, and then I mean, I don't know, I've always liked animals. Like my mum's been a vet, and we've always like lived around them. And then I don't know, one day I'm pretty sure I was just like, I'm just gonna like try not to eat meat. And then I found out, oh wow, like why am I even eating dairy? And then I kind of got found out more about like animal rights, like movements and stuff, and then realised that I was actually just insane how like I should have stopped doing this before. But I'm not sure. It's quite, I don't know. A lot of people my age do like to go to places like McDonald's, but I think they all know that it's like not a great company, but they still eat there because it's the biggest fast food chain, so it's kind of everywhere. Yeah, I don't know if there's like nowhere else to go and you need to eat, but like I don't know, I feel like I don't know, I'm quite tired. I really don't know.
We've had like 2 hours sleep
Yeah,
last night.
I've been awake 24 hours and I had about an hour sleep. But yeah, a lot of people go there and it's quite a popular place, and so it's probably quite a controversial thing with people my age, but a lot of people are, like supportive, and I don't know, they find it slightly like, because the like average thing to do sometimes is to sign a petition, and then it's when you're kind of like, yes, so I'm, 6 meters up in the air, or like on a truck in the middle of like, I don't know, in the middle of an entrance, they're like, okay, why are you doing that? It's quite like a drastic move from just like going to a protest to then being arrested. And I think they find that when I was like, and then I was arrested for this, they're like, whoa, okay, what? This is, yeah. But when they find out, I think they do find it quite, that it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know, I'm also like a white person who's born in Oxford, so I definitely carry a lot of like privilege with being arrested and how I'm treated and stuff, which is also a big part of it. I don't know if that answered your question. I'm very rambling and very tired. I hope that was made sense.
Amazing. Thank you so much, both of you, for what you're doing. And it's a huge sacrifice to, well, just for being up there for we don't know how many hours or days, and then to get arrested at the end of it and have to spend time in a police cell. So yeah, all the rebels here are so brave. Yeah, just for everyone that's tuning in now, we've shut down OSI Food Solutions. They're McDonald's only supplier of burgers. They produce 3 million burgers every single day. So there's the beef patties you see in the whatever their burgers are called. I can't remember right now, I'm so tired. But yeah, basically we've shut down the site using these bamboo structures. So we're blocking their main gate so that trucks can't get in to pick up the burgers basically and then distribute them around the country. So yeah, we've got rebels. We've got 2 on the beacon closest to me, and then 1 hanging from the second beacon. We have no idea how long they're going to be up there. It's really, really hard. It's not comfortable, and yeah, weather's not too great either. It's kind of cold today, but we all know that this is worth it, and we're doing the right thing. So yeah, everyone is doing amazingly. We've got rebels locked onto concrete lock-ons at the base of the beacon. So I'll show you. We've written messages, plant-based food system. On the top it says, "We come in peace. We are peaceful protesters, totally non-violent." So yeah, this is going to be a long day for a lot of people, and we've got our unhappy meal box over here. We've got an amazing arts team that make all of our arts and props, and yeah, painted the slaughterhouse truck over there as well. So yeah, we've got 2 rebels on top of the unhappy meal box. They're looking okay, not too unhappy. And then on the roof, we've got 2 rebels as well. The police have just been up there trying to negotiate. Yeah, they're giving us a wave. They're trying to negotiate them coming down. And yeah, we've got a big Animal Rebellion logo hanging off the side of this horrible, horrible building. And yeah, so there's a slaughterhouse truck, which we repainted in McDonald's colors, put murder on the side because that's exactly what McDonald's are doing to the billions, if not trillions, of animals that they kill every year. And they're also murdering our planet totally unnecessarily. There are other options. We do not have to be serving meat or eating, buying any animal products in this day and age. If you have the choice, I mean, everyone should have the choice to cheap, accessible, plant-based food, and McDonald's should be supplying that as well. They have the power to make massive change. They're the biggest fast food chain in the world, and they have the power to transition all of their products to plant-based food, and we're asking them to do that by 2025, or at a minimum, we're asking them to commit to 20% of their main meals going plant-based within a year. So if they can commit to either of those demands, we'll come down and we'll call it a win. But yeah, we haven't had anything from the CEO, so yeah, we're still waiting for a call. So yeah, we'd love to negotiate, and yeah, like that we think we're being very reasonable as well. We're giving them 3.5 years until 2025 to go plant-based. That's definitely doable. And yeah, we've got all these amazing structures and rebels on top of the trucks, but we've also got a camp here, so everyone can get involved. Even if you're not willing to get arrested, that's absolutely fine. We need people on the ground supporting. We need numbers here as soon as possible because we want to be here for multiple days. We're not leaving. We're not just going to get down. We're waiting for the police to remove everyone. We've got we've got a little camp kitchen, got loads of fruit and vegetables, so everyone can come down. Come down, if you're in Scunthorpe, come down, see us, come and help yourself. We had a little cake, but that's all disappeared. But yeah, we've still got lots of fruit and veggies. Got a well-being tent, lots of people having naps on bean bags. We've got tents set up, so people have brought their tents. We're planning on being here for days, so bring your tent down, bring everything down, bring your friends. We've even got toilets, so we brought our own little portaloos. So yeah, everyone's welcome. We need to occupy this space for as long as possible. We need to be strong, and we need to do this. Everyone needs to do this together. So if you can, just drop everything and come to Scunthorpe today, tomorrow, Saturday, and yeah, come and support us. We've got amazing support in the local area as well, people bringing food, water supplies. People have been amazing. Locals have been coming down, showing support. Yeah, a lot of people are not realizing that this is a giant burger factory, and they don't want this in their town either, so no one wants them here. So yeah, we want this factory to transition to a plant-based burger factory, and yeah, we need your help to do that. And if you really can't make it to this action, we've got the rebellion coming up in August and our animal rights march on the 28th of August as well. So we're asking everyone to come down to London for that as well. So I'm just going to pop over to, got a big Luton van blocking the road over here, and we'll have an interview with, have a little chat to Cauliflower, who's on top. Give a little wave. Oh, hey, Cauliflower. How's it going up there? How are you
just
doing?
to say
How are you
that
feeling?
my battery's running quite low, so I'm worried that it will cut out. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Really good to hear from the other people on top of the vans. Just nice to see that people's spirits are high and that we know why we're here, and we know that, yeah, what we're doing is right, and we know direct action is working, and yeah, it feels good to be here. I am really happy, and yeah. But there's quite a heavy police presence here. They're just kind of standing around and watching, not really taking action. Yeah, they've tried to negotiate with the people on the roof, but other than that, not much. I mean, we're just here to try and make change, and I hope that they will allow us to do that peacefully. We don't want violence, we don't want to cause disruption to individual people's lives. We're trying to tell big corporations like McDonald's that they have a duty to do what's right with the billions of pounds, billions of dollars that they make each year in profit, the land, the water, the resources, everything that they have access to. They really, really have an opportunity for change, and we know that this is coming. We know countless scientific, peer-reviewed, papers, countless Oxford University and university papers that come out, people telling us that the biggest step that people can make and corporations can make is changing the way that we deal with our food systems, that we deal with the natural world, if we are going to overcome the climate crisis, if we are going to mitigate the biggest threats that are coming. Now that we have been proved to be locked into 1.5 degrees of warming, we must relearn and re-understand our relationship and our connection to nature, and this begins with our connection and our treatment of animals. So it's great to be here, and yeah, as Chicken said, please come down, please join us, bring your friends, bring your dogs, bring anything, come, and we've got food, we've got space, we've got facilities, and this is the time to be a part of this movement. We don't have 5 years, we don't have 10 years. These politicians and people, they keep telling us 2030. That's not going to happen. We must act now. We must do something. We must fight for justice, social justice, economic justice, climate justice, and animal justice, and that starts now with direct action. So if you feel inspired, if you feel, inspired by what you see, come down and be empowered and take action, even just by being here and holding the space and showing the police and those in power that they can't just like take these things away and pretend that they're not happening. We need to use our voice, and yeah, this is the perfect opportunity to do that. So I hope that people will come or will be inspired by this and share our message. The fight for justice begins with education. If people aren't educated with the truth, which unfortunately our society allows, often about climate change and about our relationship with food, if people aren't educated on this, how can we be empowered to make the change? How can we stand up for what is right if we're not told the truth? So yeah, that's why we're demanding McDonald's, who has who has such a huge amount of power and resources and an amazing opportunity, to be honest, to change. That's why we're asking them to change, and I hope that they will, and I hope people can see that and understand that this is the future that we need.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Cauliflower, for what you're doing. It's a huge sacrifice. But yeah, just to remind people, the reasons why we're doing this is for the animals, obviously, the huge amount of suffering that animals go through totally unnecessarily, especially in this country. There is no reason for, we all have the choice, but there's no reason to have or to be consuming animal products today. And we're asking for system change. So we're asking McDonald's and the CEO, we're putting pressure on them to go plant-based by 2025 and to make it easier, more accessible and cheaper for people to go plant-based as well. And they can lead the change, especially in the fast food industry. We really need to see a change and a transition to a plant-based food system. But yeah, it's not just McDonald's. We're talking about all animal agriculture. Obviously, McDonald's represent the atrocities caused by animal ag and fishing. So yeah, today we're targeting McDonald's, but really this is about all animal agriculture and fishing. We're asking for a complete transition, 100% transition to a plant-based food system, and it needs to be a just and sustainable one. So yeah, if you're inspired by what everyone's doing today, there are so many ways that you can get involved in Animal Rebellion. If you go to our website, I believe you can fill in a form. There's so many things you can do. It doesn't have to be in actions. There's so many roles behind the scenes people are working on today, like press and media, social media, arts. There's so many people that are working on this. It's huge action, and we wouldn't have pulled it off without so many volunteers working on this. So yeah, please get involved. So many ways that you can get involved. If you can make a sacrifice and get arrested in that way, you can do that. But other sacrifices, we need time and money as well. If you don't have the time, then just donate to us as well, so we can do more crazy actions like this. Thank you so much everyone for watching and for your support. And yeah, I guess we'll probably do another live stream later, maybe, I'm not sure, but please share this, and if you can't make it, please share this with your friends and ask them to come down. But yeah, we hope to see you all here. Thank you.